Is there anything new for the 2025 Chevy Traverse Z71? Let's find out. I borrowed this SUV from Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. It is available for sale. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker so you guys can see the options and features on this build. At the very top is a description with the colors. And this is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause to see more. Base price comes in at $47,600, and starting off the options is the enhanced driving package for $4,410. 3-year subscription included with that as well. Sunroof, power glass was $1,500. Driver confidence package $500. Floor liner package, and then the black emblem kit was $175. Destination comes in at $1,395 with a total price of $55,930. And here are the Philly comment numbers off to the side. That driver confidence package was standard last year. For 2025, it's an option now. You guys saw what was included in that. The most notable thing is the HD surround view, which is the 360 camera. So yes, for 2024 that was standard, and now for 25, it's an option. But apart from that, it's got a redesign for 2024, so nothing's going to really change with that. Obviously, if you don't know, the High Country was added for 2025 that was not available last year. But overall, the Z71 package, it hits. If you want something a little bit more sporty, a little bit more rugged looking, they pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like, I love the new Traverse. This thing looks great, and I think it kind of looks better than the Acadia. Just saying. But nevertheless, what you get with this package, you get the projector style LED headlights. Also, your accent lights will also be LED too. You have some black chrome that runs side to side, and you guys did see the blackout for the badges too, including that bow tie. There's that camera, active grille shutters, and they give you the red recovery hooks. Also, you have these parking sensors even off to the side here. And if you look through the wheel well, there is a pass-through right here. But yeah, you have some silver accent down below, which I like. Did a really good job on the front end. Now, here is a quick peek at the suspension. You have that one lower control arm, independent, and you have this fabric material for the liner. And you get these more off-road oriented tires with this package as well. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory ATs, and the tire and wheel size is here, 265/65, 18-inch wheel. If you care to see the capacity, it's right here, 2,601 pounds, 51 PSI max for this tire, 6 lug too. And if you don't know, the Z71 is raised by 1 inch over the other trim levels. Here's more of that black badging right there, and on the mirror caps. Some of your plastic with your turn signal, more cameras. And down below, they do give you this plastic trimming, which might be a good thing for some people if you like to run your car through the car wash, because that's gonna get really scratched up if it was paint. They do paint the door handles, and you have the smart key system for the front and rear doors. And there's really no chrome on this SUV. This is where we're going to fill up at. And more parking sensors down below on the side. And those side ones, front and rear, are going to help when you're pulling into a garage, things like that. This does have the dual exhaust with the quad tips. Great design on those tail lights. You have black accents in the center right there. And as you get closer, they do hide the hitch. More plastic trimming out back too. You guys see the badging is all blacked out. There's 2 cameras in the rear. So you have one for backup and then one for the rearview mirror. And they both have sprayers to clean them off. And if you want to pop this rear, it's all power. And this is the biggest advantage with this new Traverse, is how big it is behind the 3rd row seat. Now these are not power, so you do have to manually adjust those. They do provide some tie downs right there. There is a 12-volt power plug, and below this floor they have some deep storage. It's deeper than what you see in the Tahoe and Suburbans. You can see some of the speakers as well. And if you want to put this back down, just push the button here, and there you have it. So some people were not happy with this powertrain option. It's standard across the board. It replaced the naturally aspirated V6. This is a 2.5 liter inline 4 turbocharged engine. That's pretty typical what you're seeing. I think Mazda was one of the first ones to put a inline 4 turbo in their midsize SUVs. Now this engine's putting out 328 horsepower, which comes on around 5,500 RPM, and 326 pound-feet of torque, which comes on around 3,500. 8-speed transmission behind it. It is just direct injection, but I think most people are probably not going to notice a difference there. Now, this Z71 does have the twin clutch all-wheel drive system, and I guess the best way for me to explain it is, if you're not familiar with using an all-wheel drive system, that's why this is a good thing, because it helps to protect those who don't know that binding can happen in the all-wheel drive system or four-wheel drive system if you have it on dry pavement and you keep it on. So yes, it's probably good that they added that for this SUV. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. When you get off-road today, off-road really means sporty. So when you get the Z71, you're going to get a sportier interior compared to what you will see like on the LT. So you have this red design that goes black here. You have all the soft touch up top, more soft touch right here where your arm will be resting. Auto up and down for the front driver's side, but auto down for everything else. No power folding outside mirrors, but you have some satin finish there and here. And then check out the graphic on that leather right there. Red stitching, and then this is how you pop that rear hatch. Bose sound system, and this is going to have a 10-way seat. I always forget on this one, but yeah, 10-way including the lumbar. But great design. You have red and white stitching, perforated leather here, and then they give you that Z71 badge. Now your steering column is not power, but you guys can see it is tilt and telescoping manually. And then here's some of your controls. You have the electronic parking brake, drive modes, all-wheel drive system, auto stop start, and you can adjust this screen here. Let's go ahead and jump over to the passenger side. One thing I wish they would have fixed on the Z71 for 2025 is this. Manual seat on the passenger side. At 55 grand, that was a big no-no. But nevertheless, hey, you can always step up to the RST, right? Or High Country. You will get that power seat then. But you can see that red and black graphic here. The dash is soft touch. You have that white stitching and glove box. Pretty big. They also give you an open storage down below. Now here's something that's pretty funny. If you get a GMC Acadia, they do give you a 12-volt power plug down there, but not on the Chevy Traverse. Very interesting. Out back, this one does have the captain's chairs. And here's a quick look at that door. No curtains. Seat back pockets. And these seats are not heated. But you guys see you have the 3-zone climate control. And you have the controls for the rear. 2 USBs, 120-volt power plug right there. And these are the floor liners too. They do cover really well. And then they have that center one right there. Out back, they still give you perforated leather. And a little bit of that red stitching is on these seats too. But yeah, you have one Type-C USB on both sides. Here's the other side right there, cup holders. Yeah, you see that red stitching on the headrest and around the seats. They give you the armrest. And this one does have that twin panel sunroof. Black headliner. Let's go ahead and jump back over to the driver's seat. Here's your animations for your gauge cluster. That's an 11-inch screen, 17.7-inch screen. This screen is so big, they basically gave the same screen to the Tahoe, and it's actually bigger than the Yukons. Now you can see right here, this one does have this Super Cruise. Then here's all the buttons on the steering wheel. Super Cruise, gear limiter for the transmission, and this one does have, where's it at? There it is. This does have adaptive cruise control, obviously. You have your heated steering wheel, and then this will control this 11-inch cluster. So you now have navigation on this screen, which I like. And then you have this menu and a few more. You have a cleaner screen. Most people are probably gonna like that one the best. And if you want to see the date and time, you have that one as well. And it just kind of goes back through everything. Now the reason why it's good to have navigation over here is if you have your Apple or your Android Auto, you can have your music over here and still have the navigation on that side if you need to use that. So I said that there's 2 cameras out back. So you have one camera for this, and if you put this bad boy into reverse, you have the backup camera, 360 camera view, so you can see overhead if you like. Also you can see down the side. If you need to hitch up to a trailer, you have that camera view as well. Now one thing I like about GM is they still give you the climate control buttons outside the screen. You guys also can see it has dual climate control, and if you need to turn on your heated seats, you can do so on the screen here. Now shockingly, this does not have ventilated seats. Again, I don't know why they made the Z71 so much more basic, because at the price point they should just give it a $3,000 option to get all the stuff you can get on the RST, because some people prefer this more rugged look. Like this one doesn't even have heads-up display. It does have an alert up there, but they don't have the heads-up display. Now if you hit this button right here, you have some of your controls. So most people aren't going to use this, but you have your hill descent control. So if you're going downhill, it will keep you at a steady speed. You can actually set the speed you want to go down. If you want to go at 3 miles an hour, you can do that. And this does have the auto park assist, so it will park itself. The only thing I don't see here is home link. So home link was supposed to be in there, and I'm not seeing that. Vehicle status, if you like to see your trip information on this screen, you can push it over to this screen if you like. So if you hit trip information, you can hit add to driver display. For some of the guys that might be driving this, I'm sure this might be important. I like to see gauges, so they give you some temperature gauges for this as well. And all that was under this one here. This screen is fully customizable. If you go to settings, you can pretty much customize some of the settings for this SUV as well. And if you ever get lost too, you always hit the home button there and it takes you back to this menu here. If you swipe over, there's just a few more things. You can do navigation full screen. I do like the bigger screen. The only thing that's a negative is you don't get a big camera display, but that's pretty typical. Like they don't do that for these SUVs. But up here, this is how you control that big old sunroof. You also have a place to put your sunshades or glasses, and your vanity has this warm white LED. Is it on both sides? I'm sure it is. Yep, on both sides. Wireless charger for your phone. You have 2 USBs right there and a 12-volt. Cup holders, storage, and here's that center armrest. A little bit of storage here with a removable tray. They do illuminate that area as well. Let's go ahead and check out the numbers on the door. If you do plan on putting this in your business or towing a trailer, these numbers might be useful. So gross axle rating out front, 3196. The rear is 3527. Gross vehicle weight rating is 6394. So 18 by 8 wide wheels. And here is the payload, 1,538 pounds. So all in all, this is definitely a good SUV. I think with a nice discount, this is definitely worth the money. Last thing I want to show you guys is your drive modes. I always forget to show this on this SUV, so let's go ahead and do it now. And I always, when I'm editing my video, when I get home, like, oh, I forgot to show the drive modes. And some people like to see this. So you have normal, sport, off-road, terrain, tow haul, and back to normal. So no eco mode, which I like to see, but normal is going to act as your eco mode. See you guys in the next video.